And we're still alive, folks. Welcome back. Another episode of Rising Sun.
Oh wait, hold on.
The Nugget trademark. Last time, the party decided to go further into the Necron tomb. They defeated the previous combat they were in. And then a bunch of other stuff happened that I'm not going to explain. I think it's better that you see for yourself or someone else try and explain.
Don't make deals with robots.
Okay. That seems a reasonable way to sum up what happened. Pasta's not in such good shape. He'll live, probably.
Possibly.
Don't say probably when you're the DM. That's very foreboding.
Yeah, this is why I say this to put you on edge.
So, we also still have a moth god following us.
Yeah. Kenny is still here, or Ken Goof, whatever the fuck his name is.
Just part and parcel of living in a
Kenny
modern
Gulap,
society, to be honest.
So, you've all left the main chamber. The door slowly closes behind you as you leave. And you're all standing here in the other room from before. It's up to you what you want to do now. You're in a somewhat narrative time.
Fucking bolt for it. Let's just go.
Yeah.
I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, it's my fucking bike. I'm out of here.
We went warmly out of the main chamber, and then we fucking hustle.
Okay.
Bye.
If you have any melter charges, use them now.
I'm just gonna pick up my pickaxe.
Melter charges haven't done shit.
kidding.
Oh, do we gotta climb back up here?
Yes.
Oh no!
Pasta's going to need to ride on one of your backs, more than likely.
Pasta has a moth he can ride.
Yes, he does.
True.
Kenny can fly.
Kenny can literally carry you all up. Now that you've mentioned
Kenny.
Can we do that so
Chad
we don't
Kenny.
roll? Let's do that so we don't have to roll 90 climb
yes.
checks again.
Yep. Kenny is like...
carry us up?
Kenny turns to you and says, of course, brothers. Hop on. And his many arms detach, and he offers one to each of you. You can only carry about 4 of you at a time. And he suggests leaving Ron and Nullis as the last ones, because they're the heaviest.
I'm just gonna use my Vox operation to call in my bike and let down its winch,
Alright.
Fat.
Just gonna climb
and then
down
it will just
through.
kind of winch me up.
Okay, so let's see.
Ho-ho.
1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, Jane and Ursula are away. Pop. As is Johanna and Thingy, because ladies first, after all.
He's a gentleman.
Voss is
I'm a
up.
proud,
he
independent
is.
human, and I don't need no more. God.
Yeah, you say that as Kenny comes and picks you up. Whoa.
That is heresy.
There you go.
He just
He-
tips a top hat like a fedora. And makes it out of dust.
He just makes a fedora out of his wings.
He picks Ron up with 2 arms,
Malampy.
Nullis with 1, and he suggests Ziv rides on one of the Astartes, like clips himself to one of them.
Why have you done this?
I'll hold him in my power fist.
Alright.
Gently.
Do not make a fist.
I won't.
Safely carried up.
Thought those were alive
So
for a
we'll get
second.
rid of these tokens. Blech. If you want to get rid of your tokens, just delete them and drag them back on. Yep. I'll just enlarge him. There we go.
So
Hey,
bootleg.
Kenny.
So bootleg.
Wait, why are we
Oof.
getting?
Oh, that's
rid
the
of our
old Jane.
tokens?
Oof. There you go.
Yeah, old Jane and Ursula.
Fucking run, nigga.
Dun, 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 dun.
Where's the exit again? Is it down here or down there?
No.
Storage closet, go this way.
Okay, hold on.
This way.
I'll reveal the areas. Oof. It's like that bit in COD 4 where you're running out of the ship. To the
Dun,
left!
dun,
To the
dun,
left!
dun, dun.
Stu, a question.
Oh yeah.
Is there enough left of any of these scarabs to take souvenirs?
No, the ones that
That's a shame.
haven't faded, the ones that aren't in pieces have faded away mysteriously.
Understandable.
Damn,
Or
I wanted
somehow
to take some snacks
decomposed.
with me.
I grab the. I begin driving the forklift.
Payday stuff.
Wait, did this box have something in it?
No, there's
No.
nothing in this box, I don't believe. So.
Okay.
I'm
Should we,
taking.
like,
I'm taking this
And then-
forklift.
crystal with us, just for funsies.
You want to take the crate with you?
Dude, let Bill drag the forklift so he can ride it to destiny.
There you go.
Hey,
Just
Wait, I
just a
can
bunch
put
of
Bill
people
on it.
running. Just a
There you
bunch,
go. It's fucking great.
a bunch of people running and crying through a hallway.
There you go.
One person on a fucking forklift just rushing
Polish.
through.
dude, have you ever seen the fucking turning circle on a forklift? I can spin this thing on the spot.
Yeah.
Polish
Tokyo
cavalry
drift that shit.
Polish cavalry units.
Deja
Polish
vu.
cavalry units run away from the German army circa 19.
Oh no, it's still Boomer Run. Well, I do suppose that he's changed back.
Oof. Get rid of Boomer.
Run away!
Oh no.
Though,
There you go.
can't be bothered to change the
Put you
tokens
up
each
front.
and every time. I'm tired.
You to the front. There you go.
Running in the 90s.
Wait, why is it?
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Better run on through the jungle.
Oof.
Also, the skeletons have
Running
come
away
with you when I did
You're
that.
forgetting Valenia.
Oh yeah, I always forget about Valenia because she's like just so.
That is why I am driving two forklifts.
Bill,
Vroom, vroom.
I take one of the forklifts.
I'm just gonna put
and-
Valenia on the back of the forklift so I don't forget.
Everyone grab a forklift on your way out. These things are easy to drive.
I just carry one of them under my arm.
just take as much ore in the forklift as you can. Like, that's in the metal crates.
Yeah, I'll say on the way you can like load it up with ore if you want to spend more time doing that.
As we run away crying, we pick up everything that's not bolted to the
Oh, well,
God damn it, we're turning into the 18.
What are we supposed to do? Like,
Image of her triumphantly arriving in a forklift.
Oh, this looks so bootleg.
The triumphant retreat.
Right, I'm
And
gonna
this
copy
is why I made a forklift that was centered across the size of a pallet. Is this a lift? I forget.
This is the open air.
Ah.
Once again.
okay, so these are our buddies.
Yeah.
They're the reinforcements, taking their damn time.
You can place yourselves down there somewhere. As you emerge triumphantly like the Polish hussars in your forklifts.
I'm very, very afraid Polish
Then the winged hussars arrive.
Oh no!
Oh shit, we have the moth god.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do. He doesn't boss hide his presence this time. He just kind of chills with you and flies out. As you emerge from the opening, your eyes adjust to the light once again. You just see a massive force of Iron Warriors and Volks Grenadier units, and a few Thorcati squads as well, with many armored vehicles and logistics supporting them. Anyone would like to make a common law war test to gauge the number of this force?
Oh yeah.
let's
I
Do
just
it
Is
at
that a
plus 20
bonus?
because it's pretty straightforward to tell.
Would
This
Shaw
is an
be among
abstract,
us?
their exact numbers. Oh shit!
I feel like every single session, the roll thing has changed.
So I found out today the guy who I talked to, I think he has fixed the dodge and he's also added nice colours to the things, which is pretty neat.
Nice.
Some of my skills are mucked about.
I remember having more skills than this.
Yeah, I think a lot.
Oof, what was that? That was a 59. I guess your int's not that. No, your int's not bad though.
Mine's 40.
Yeah.
I'm
It
just
didn't add
gonna
the
roll
plus
awareness.
20?
Oh no, I forgot to add plus 20, so that works
You
out.
would have passed then, so 1 degree. So yeah, Nolo's a little confused for some reason, as is Ursula.
I can't count.
Everyone else though gauges that this is more than likely a, well, at the very least a demi company of Astartes, possibly a full company along with the auxiliaries supporting them. And at the forefront you see the figure of Captain Malgus and the Terminators with him. He's also wearing Terminator armor. And he kind of quizzically looks first at Kenny, the lamp god now. And a few of his men will actually kind of ready their weapons, but he kind of just gestures to them with his hand and they sort of slowly lower their bolters upon seeing this.
The minor chaos god is with us.
Do you explain this?
He's, I guess,
He's friendly, that's all that you need to know.
yeah.
Also, Stu, this is probably the first time they've seen Ron without the illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, they look a little surprised that you're in full Astartes gear, some of them. Malgus doesn't look too shocked. But some of the younger Marines are kind of like, whoa, dude, kind of thing. As are a lot of the auxiliaries.
The auxiliaries probably don't even know what the fuck they're looking at.
Yeah, they. Well, the funny.
Most of the Space Marines don't, because this is like Gen 1 tactical dreadnought armor.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's a relic.
Oof. It's fucking Cataphracti armor. Oof. And the funny thing with auxiliaries though, they look shocked, but then they quickly go back to digging, because like they don't want to look at it too often. Especially with Kenny there as well. Eventually, though, Malgus and his squad approach you two and say, "So, what's the SIP rep down there?"
We completed our mission objective. We got the required ore and got some more on our way out. However, there are a shit ton of Necrons down there.
I see. Can you
Most
give
of them
estimates
seem
on
to
their
be-
numbers?
Probably an entire tomb complex.
Potentially.
These it seems these are just the forward elements.
Forward elements, active defenses. Yeah, I've seen that before. Well, at least you've accomplished your mission, no doubt. Tell me, did you encounter any higher ups, any ranking officers among the Necrontyr while you were down there?
All right, no bullshit. We actually did, and we had a conversation with them.
I see. He kind of raises his eyebrows a little bit.
But you, so much that you can see it through the plate.
I see, out of character, I see we've decided to go with the honest route. See how this pans out.
Voss is just drinking in the fucking forklift. He's got a bottle of hooch from somewhere, you're not sure where, but
You can see Johanna actively smoking something, and you're fairly certain that it's a new cigarette.
I hate to break this to you
Number
folks,
one.
but I ain't driving home.
But I do believe ranking officer. I recall there was. I think his name was Amaro? Or Amaro? Something like that. They speak weird.
He was very scared looking.
I imagine he would be to mortals. Tell me. Lord Nulla, Ron, what did he say to you exactly, since you had a chat with him?
Be careful. What you say?
Ronnie was mostly talking to you, so.
Fuck's sake.
Listen, we're all.
This is like when I've never been to school, right? But this is like when the teacher's like, "So who did it?"
Okay, out of character, guys. We're all ANCAPs here. They'll understand.
Me and Ron are like kicking each other from behind.
We, due to the nature of the position we were in, we decided to strike a relatively stable peace treaty of sorts. At least we didn't immediately kill each other, and we got out of there scot-free, relatively speaking.
Discretion is the
Mr.
better.
Got the crystal.
Discretion is the better part of valor. I see. That was the approach.
Indeed.
Somewhat
We decide-
understandable, I guess.
We decided to put our mission objective ahead of getting our asses handed to us.
That is the way of the Iron Warriors. I do approve.
In any case, I wouldn't trust their friendliness in the future. They seemed rather hasty about mostly just getting information.
I think they tried to eat Siv's brain.
I personally suggest setting up a fortified perimeter around this place.
We're already on it, as you can see. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
a direct assault would be suicide. They came through the walls, ambushed us multiple times.
Places cruel
Going in there would
wraiths.
be a death trap for a second time.
Assuming they said something about extracting memories, that would be mine. Which would likely at least presume that they don't know you're here.
Actually,
This will be an in-character question from Johanna to Siv, by the way.
Sev,
Yes?
do you remember when I when I used the Vox thing? To call
I'm
them
quite
here?
certain I was basically talking to something in my head. All I know is we met them here.
They,
And Johanna will look overjoyed at this, and she will just outright say,
I don't think they know you're all here. They probably think we haven't told anyone yet.
As you're conversing this, Malgus turns to Past and says, "Young Nurgalites, they went into your mind, you say?
Yes, they dabbled in my memories. I had a few flashbacks. Yes?
Right. Did they receive any compromising intel about our fortification and positions
Ron
on
begins
this world?
sweating.
Assuming that as long as I didn't pay attention to any of it, it should not be compromised.
Yeah, you were
But
drunk
just
pretty
in
much
case.
through most of your visit on the palace. Yeah. Alright.
They, if I were to hazard a guess, they would only, at most, know the most general of information.
I see. Well, that makes things a little bit easier.
But in any case, my recommendation remains that you post them now while they're unaware that we have informed you already.
See. Well, your objective was accomplished. You got your crystals for your ship. You also brought some ore back with you, which is a nice bonus. Do with it as you will. It's your find. For us, we're going to set up a perimeter and send reconnaissance teams down there as soon as possible. I myself will be in the first team of my squad here. He gestures to the Terminators next to him.
Ron shall look him in the eye and say, "Prepare for an ambush."
Not the first time I've faced Necrontia's son. But I appreciate the warning.
Same.
Well, Nova Squad, your mission's complete. Your vehicle has been refueled and maintained by the auxiliary. You can leave when ready. I will also send you back a squad of tactical marines to escort you and report back in person.
Thank you.
Well,
Iron within, iron without. And
I'm-
without another word,
I'm-
So,
Iron within, iron without.
the squad
Iron,
proceeds
iron.
to go in where you just left.
Well,
Well,
not our
fellas,
problem anymore.
this
Let's go.
This ain't our problem no more. Let's get the fuck out of this place.
Yep.
As much
You
as I'd
know-
like to gut them myself, I doubt I could.
You don't have to stay. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have fun, fellas.
Also, on the way back, Ron shall say to Voss, "This is the reason why I've been around for 10,000 years."
because you don't attack random Necrons.
And
You
don't forget
don't waltz
that-
into some tin-plated skeleton's fucking living room and smack him in the mouth.
I hope they survive.
You can see that Johanna is starting to be affected by the 2 to 3 doses of Obscura she's taken.
I just hand her a fucking bottle of hooch.
She drinks it. She takes the bottle of hooch and just chugs.
Easy, that's the bit.
So, yeah, you all bundle into the Taurox, presumably, and load up the cargo of ore you found.
Can we just?
What?
Can we just? Can we just tow the forklifts behind us?
Yes, you can. It will be tricky, but you can. One of you make a test, actually. Make a tech use test to rig up some successful lights.
Alright then.
Just a
I
neutral
hopefully
tech
got
use.
this man.
The mental image of a forklift bereft in the sand as in the arms of an angel plane.
Hell yeah. With the assistance from Kenny, he helps you lift the forklifts into position.
You just put some fucking metal sheets under the tires.
Look how stupid this looks. And Kenny is
in, an
like,
attempt, in an attempt to seem
pirates
somewhat
like
human, Ron awkwardly gives Johanna a pat on.
And he staves her back in.
she just falls forward like, oh shit.
It's like getting hit with a small car.
You tap her on the head a little too hard, and she falls on her ass.
I've fallen. I can't get up.
I think it's healing smoothing. Is that?
Right, so Kenny rigs up the thing thanks to, well, Ursula rigs them up with the help of Kenny very successfully, and also does a bit of lifting herself. Get the ore stacked in, and you now have this bootleg desert sort of Arabian caravan looking shiz on your Taurox now. Just,
Arabian.
yeah. Is there any Arabian music we could play?
Clashing of the swords.
No, I do suggest this.
I mean, I could find it if you're desperate.
I'll make dirt.
Oh
we
yeah,
worry about
that weird
do we have-
Darka song is brilliant for
Yeah,
it.
question.
Actually.
Do we have to worry about copyright of Clashing of Swords if the people who patented, who copyrighted it, are currently a dead faction?
Probably not.
Probably in the clear.
Oh, turt.
Subscribe to Malal.
1, 2.
Oh yeah, I
3,
forgot. This
4.
is like an Indian song actually, rather than
Malal, the deity of weird copyright laws.
Okay, I'll put this in the. Oh, someone else already doing it. Okay.
Malal Stein.
Because we're adding all pieces.
There we go. This is Arabian
Is
Nights
somebody
metal.
adding reagents?
I know a decent.
Oh, this is good.
I know a decent Arabian song.
Oh shit.
Okay,
I
was
think
somebody
that's
adding...
gonna get copyright.
Yeah.
Gotta let him.
Gook it now.
Was somebody adding the stuff? or
Hang on, I put on Melakesh. No one fucking cares about Melakesh.
Put on some flash wave.
Oh, this.
This works. This works.
Yeah, the Fred boat one works. You can leave that for
Yeah. Fucking generic Indian music.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, I found the reason.
Generic indie music's pretty good, actually. It's just.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's like techno-y, what the fuck?
Glitch hop.
Oh,
Fucking
put Spark
Zoomers.
Bolt into
The
this,
reason-
like,
Glitch Hop is just a fucking poor man's trap music.
Glitch hop is like, this was what I listened to in middle school.
This is like an MLG song, Jesus.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, so with
I feel like it fits
your
the mood.
Arabian pirate caravan setup, you managed to track it back across the desert with the guidance of the... Hold on it. Yeah, you managed to track it back across the deserts with the help of the arm warriors in their old Rhino APC, which I'll blow up for you. Hold up. Oof. There you go. So you don't have to roll anything, the navigator drive checks, because these guys basically just guide you on a good path back to base.
Nice. So basically, we all so we all spend the time going to sleep and fucking having nightmares.
Yes.
Nightmares about scary ghost robots.
Yeah. Kenny basically just flies around and follows you in the air, but he occasionally stops on the caravan to rest a bit.
He's
he
sitting
ever-
around for a long time, isn't he?
Does he ever just fly into the sun?
Johanna, make me a sinusits test.
I do hope I haven't made a physical manifestation of the warp, because that could be bad. Did I get any bonuses?
Plus 10.
can I also try?
Oh damn, son. Well, you try and think, but you're not really sure why Kenny's staying
You
around so
try
long.
and
It's
think.
kind of mysterious.
I mean, fucking, she's drugged to all hell at the moment.
Yeah, you just think, oh, he's so pretty, basically.
On the way back, Ron shall have a long-form conversation with Kenny about the nature of consciousness.
Okay, roll a logic test at minus 20.
Meanwhile, I'm up on the fucking gun turret. Has anyone here tried DMT?
Can
The Emperor took the DMT.
Horus took the DMT!
Stuart,
Yeah?
Sim try a sinus test.
You want to make sinusins test.
Yeah, I got.
Ziv can!
Oh yeah, Ziv can. Actually, technically, Voss could as well, weirdly enough.
What's this in regards to?
How?
Because you have the thing where you can see people's souls, which would, I think, be relevant.
Alright, so you can say, don't look at Kenny. For God's sake, don't look at Kenny.
Oh, my eyeball!
Would that be neutral for Sim?
Okay, Ron and Voss have an intellectual conversation with Kenny, but Kenny basically just talks to them and all this like super philosophical stuff that just baffles your mind and you can barely follow his conversation.
Wait, what? So basically, it's a conversation that starts with philosophy and then it ends up with. So you're telling me that they had that they had a system called capitalism and they dropped it because?
Yes, of course, child. What else
No
would they
one will
adopt?
remember
Dude, Kenny is just Milton food.
Oh,
Oh!
Nola, though, manages to latch on to why capitalism was abandoned in the late 23rd millennium. For a
But
while.
I don't agree with it though.
That's fine, but he explains how it then subsequently came back, because he knows you don't agree with the philosophy, so he's a nice boy like that.
Kenny is a true bro. Big bro moment.
Stu?
Yeah?
Neutral for Sunisians, or
Yeah, neutral one for you, because you're not really a psycho.
No!
You just think he's a cool dude.
You realize that he looks see-through to you. Because
After
you
all,
have
he
some
is a demon of Nurgle, so he's very cool to you.
Stu, Noah asks Kenny what he thinks of the state.
Ah, my child, the state is an interesting concept. And then he make another logic test at +10.
May I use intelligence instead?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Why not?
A roll fellowship. Just in case.
Ye-
Alright. Nola thinks this is all bullshit that he's talking about as he starts talking about the state. Because he basically talks about how the state is useful to human society and it's almost, you know, part of human interaction and civilization. And he basically talks it up really well for the most part while pointing out its flaws, but Nola thinks it's disgusting, obviously, and completely rejects it. The others, though, all seem to agree somewhat.
Well, I mean, he's a Nurgle. He is a Nurgle demon, a demon of the god of order and cycle.
Yes, see, he agrees with the state quite a lot.
Warsballad just starts screaming, "Taxation is bad!" Throws a glass bottle into the wall.
Johanna just says,
I mean, getting paid for doing cool stuff sounds.
and she hits another blunt.
Ron
Okay.
shall ask Johanna to pass him a blunt as well.
You'll just start smoking weed every day.
Johanna will pass the blunt of Obscura, which is absolutely fucking nothing for a space marine.
Yes,
I'm gonna go to the other end of the tank.
We'll just start hotboxing the Torok.
Hey, I literally, one of my buddies in my road trip camp was like, yo, Stu, you have a void suit, right? And you're a void master, you should totally hotbox it when you're out in space in a void suit. I was like, okay.
Just fucking.
You need to stop
Yo.
watching Prometheus. It's not a good example of people.
Speaking of hotboxing, I wonder what the ship's like.
Oh no. Well, we'll get to that later. So,
Remember, Johanna was the main one they had to consult about how the ship was supposed to be while you were all gone.
Didn't you make fucking like an aerosol variant of cocaine and just start pumping into the ship's air system?
It's mainly Obscura and a little bit of cocaine. Yes.
Just take the fucking edge off.
To take the edge off of the hard drugs with hard drugs.
oh,
Is that how you usually do it?
so, after a long, drug-fueled and very intellectual drive back, you once again arrive in the garage of the Iron Keep. The Iron Warriors, having seen you safely to your destination, park their thing, disembark. Without a word, they just kind of wander off to make their reports and go off duty or whatever. It's up to you guys what you want to do now. You're back in the Iron Keep. A little groggy from the long drive back with substance abuse.
Train by day, Joe Rogan by night.
I suppose we should report our progress.
Well, to who? The command structure's already out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Probably go and check on the ship. We'll find somebody who can tell us about it.
Right. While you were all gone, they asked me for what I was thinking we should do with the ship, and I have so much to tell you about it.
Oh
Piano
no.
Man begins to play inside the car.
Right, let's go check out the ship.
Help. So, Kenny continues to follow you guys for a little while, but eventually he says to you, my children, listen. Maybe you're wondering why I've been sticking around for a while. Well, young Johanna's lovely little ritual has kept me sustained here for quite some time, as has young Ziv's presence. He's a good little follower of the Decayed One. But I'm afraid, if you wish to keep me around longer, or if you want to call upon me in the future, you'll need to construct, well, a a shrine to my glory, so to speak. Somewhere on your ship would do nicely, I think. You obviously won't be able to call upon me while you're in transit through my realm, as I don't think you want to lower your protection fields while in my realm, and my brethren aren't as friendly as me. But any other time, I'm sure I could give you lovely children a hand at some point. How does that sound?
Alright.
That sounds really cool.
Absolutely. Now,
In some kind of stylish light shade.
So
Young
I think
Civ.
there's some packs in the back.
young Civ, please give me a hand for a moment. I will impart the information of how the shrine should be. I want it to be perfect, you understand? Perfect.
Well, shit. How will you note it down?
What do you say, Ziv?
What did you say, Pacifier?
I'll note it down.
Child. No paper in your material realm would be able to impart this much information. Please, just give me a hand. It'd be way easier.
You
Okay.
only have one. Be sparing.
Yeah, we said it
Sim will extend this hand.
The only hand he has.
Very good, my child. Very good. Now, so I take a moment. He hands out one of his slightly taloned hands, wraps it around your wrist, and one of his nails digs in for a bit. You see venom starting to course through your veins.
Oh, well, bang.
You take 8 damage with no damage reduction.
I'm on one.
Soundtrack's really fitness, to be honest.
Why have you done this to me?
Make me a toughness test, Ziv, at minus 20.
This is what happens when you trust a statist.
I didn't know he'd kill me.
He's injecting me with all
Ziv, you pass out and fall to the floor.
No one's catching you.
No one catches you, I guess.
Ron will.
Okay, Ron catches him and says, and he turns to you and goes, my apologies, my children. It is a rather invasive way of supplanting the information required. He will recover in time, I'm sure.
Alright, Kenny. Alright, listen, buddy. I gotta set something straight. If you are gonna stick around, you're not allowed to make a state on my ship.
It is your
Even if
ship,
it's-
Lord Nalla.
Even if it's moths.
Of course, Lord Nalla. It is your vessel. Well, if there's nothing else, I need to be going, I'm afraid.
Will your little form be sticking around?
Oh, your little, Ziv's little pet, Kenny, will be returning. And you just see him open his hand, and a little moth flutters out.
God, it's like the Fellowship of the King Ring.
It is Kenny.
Oh.
Well, shit.
And with that, children, farewell. I shall see you again. And with a great cloud of mist and miasma, Kenny disappears. And you're left with little Kenny.
I should probably endeavour not to breathe that in too much.
Could you all make toughness tests at minus 10?
Minus how many?
10.
It's a psychic effect, or
Not as such.
because my suit is sealed.
Oh!
Yeah, I've got a seal.
How did I roll that badly?
Where is my toughness? Oh, it is.
So,
Okay. You all take. Has everyone rolled besides Ziv? Ziv doesn't
I've got
have to
a seal-
roll.
I've got a sealed suit.
same.
Oh, Jesus.
regardless of whether you have a sealed suit or not, you will suffer 5 corruption points.
Wait, let me just roll toughness. Yee.
Oof. So, Ron. Everyone except Ron suffers 5 corruption points.
Yee.
As Ron manages to resist the yeet.
Ron just says the Emperor protect.
You?
Yeah?
What was the next threshold for human characters and gifts to gods?
Let's have a look. I think it's
20,
30?
and then it's
Sorry,
something
how much corruption does everybody get?
5.
Hey!
That puts me at 40, I believe.
That puts me at 22.
32.
I can check the book.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think 40 is the next threshold after 20.
Okay. I think I'm at 40.
We will resolve that very soon. The question is, after past is passed out on the floor, all of you are feeling a little violated by Kenny's miasma dissipating
Yeah, I'm used to it.
and his parting words. What do you want to do now? You're in the garage still.
I feel. I guess we should go. You don't want to see the ship?
I think we should probably take Kenny to like the infirmary first. No, and Ziv obviously.
I think
Yeah, maybe.
Kenny is. I think Kenny is good. I think Sev is the one who needs help.
Yeah,
he
but
looks
we
kind of dead. I don't think he's dead, but he looks kind of dead.
I'm going to take a piss while you decide what to do next.
Yeah, I should probably help.
if it helps, Pastor, I did roll a. Where did I roll that one? Medicaid with 9 degrees of success. In that I rolled
Literally
a
roll a
nat.
1.
Yeah.
I might have something for
Oh,
this
oh.
little Ziv.
Oh yeah, you did that while we
Hold
were
on.
doing it.
Yeah, I did it as it was happening because I was like, oh no.
Well played. I'm allowed 1 hit point.
I
Now
mean,
you're
assuming
unconscious.
I've done at least the minimum healing, you should have 2 hit points additional.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Well, it seems that Johanna will be developing yet another gift.
Same, I think.
And then for Astartes, it's different though.
The
Yeah,
corruption
that's-
track for Astartes is.
I think
I've
it's
got it
20,
open.
60, 100.
For Astartes, it is 10, 30, 60, 90.
10, 30, 69.
Yeah.
As I think we've already all passed the 10 mark, I didn't include it. So I'm still working on the remaster of your character, Han.
Yee.
I've just been a bit distracted with people wanting to pay me for work instead, so I can't prioritize that.
Oh, it's fine, don't worry.
I know, can't believe it.
I've returned.
You
You
bastard.
decided.
Well, I got a nat 1 on the heal check for Pastor, so I'm hoping that's going to have some benefits.
It will. The main question is, are you staying in the keep a bit longer, or are you returning to the ship, or whatever else you want to do?
I plan to take as much advantage as I can of the hospitality, and try and get a new arm manufactured and fitted for Ziv.
Okay.
Preferably with him conscious enough to decide on any, like, you know, details.
Okay.
I'm gonna go straight to my ship, probably.
Right. What I was going to suggest, because I suggested this last time, Skog, do you want to set a personal objective to give Ziv
Yeah.
a nice arm?
I will do that.
I'll say that'll give you 3 infamy if you want to do that. If you
Assuming
succeed.
if I'm successful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, you have a couple of crates of very fine ore from the mine that you might want to do something with.
Nice. We'll put it on the ship.
Okay. So you just have it all set up to the ship for now.
Right, so Johanna will take, after they've taken Siv to the infirmary for treatment, before I guess Skog gets to do his mechanic cybernetics shit stuff. Johanna will take the rest of the boys to see the ship and the improvements that have been made so far.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is, so if the rest of you are in agreement, you can all go up with Johanna on the first shuttle trip back, and then before that happens, I'll resolve Ziv and Skog's ministrations before they presumably return to the ship. Just going to put some music on.
Ron
Different
just
music.
kind of immediately asks if the ship has a Cestus boarding ram. Or any boarding torpedoes installed.
I'll get to that in a moment. So, I'm going to take you to a new scene, which is a little placeholder I've made. Didn't make a med bay, I didn't have time. I'm going to make this. So, if you were going to stay there and keep longer, you have your own personal quarters.
Oh,
Cookers.
nice.
So, you rolled an out 1, didn't you, to heal Ziv?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, Ziv is over here, and one of the after he gets discharged from the med bay, he is basically given a full clean of health thanks to your assistance with the doctors. Basically, you tell them, yeah, he's taken this lately, he's done this, his arm got hit by this kind of weapon, and they're all like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll do this to heal his arm. Also, some kind of creature injects him with poison. They look a bit mystified at this, but they just kind of shrug and carry on, giving him detoxing and so forth. But yeah, Ziv, you wake up.
Okay. Nice.
And I presume, Ursa, are you with them, or are you somewhere else?
Yep, that's the intention.
Ursula's sitting on the couch. There you go. You are now awake, Ziv.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that
gonna try to ask the staff. Do you think I could maybe potentially get a replacement for this? And then it's just gonna try to wave at stump.
Put some doctors up there. They kind of look you over and say, well, you'll certainly need a replacement. Will be cheap though.
Well, that.
I'm sure we can.
And he basically says, you work for the Lord Goltrax, right?
I suppose, for the moment, you could say that.
Alright, let me confer here with my notes and see what kind of requisition this will be. So, yeah, this is where you can try and make a requisition now. Ursula.
Oh dear.
Do any of you want to assist in this? Because you can put in a word while he's basically putting in a request for the cybernetics.
Because which stats are based on?
Would that be
Infamy.
fellowship?
It's infamy, it's a requisition check to get a cybernetic.
Yeah, that makes no
I
sense.
mean, I can ask some questions.
Oh, Jesus. That didn't go so well.
No,
You
no, I
rolled
did
it
not.
before I even told you what the modifiers were, so we'll ignore that. Right.
Looking for what?
Cybernetics.
Single
Got
inf-
pigeon.
cyber?
I suppose I'll try to help, considering I'm there.
Well, Voss has the only one with commerce, I think, unless Nella has commerce.
I have.
I got commerce.
I've got it too.
So
Okay.
given enough time, I could probably make an arm.
I'll
but,
say if you both want to pitch in, you can both make commerce. The
What?
Red Sun did not make commerce.
What? What the
That's-
fuck?
Why is
Wait,
it not
what?
showing up?
That's
Ah,
That was weird.
okay.
wait.
Well, Voss
Could,
manages to source some alright cybernetics from one of the.
I slap a hyper vendor on the
Um,
desk.
Could Ron also assist with the ancient warrior?
It's only for a Starseas gear, I'm afraid.
Ah, right.
Get him an Astarte-sized cyber arm.
Dude.
Oof,
Alright.
damn son.
I failed the commerce. Can I do
A charm.
actually?
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. You can do a
I'm
charm.
using up a hyper vendor and I slap down a fucking rum ham.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, that'll give you some more degree of success. Hey, that's pretty good. I'll factor that in on the roll.
If you just have one big beefy arm, people are gonna start spreading rumors.
One punch man. 40k
I mean,
style.
for the 40k universe, it's not that unusual.
Especially amongst the Tau.
I mean, somebody's probably done it.
Where are the cyber? Ah, there they are. There they are. Bionic arm. It's only scarce. Good job.
I mean, how long it would take to fabricate one from parts?
What kind of quality are you looking for?
Hmm?
Quality of cybernetic.
Well, you know, presumably the best that is available.
I'm thinking more or least common craftsmanship. Maybe not the
Common
too ambitious.
basically perfectly replicates a
Would it be
organic arm.
easier to potentially look at getting a kind of bootleg one and then revamping it? Because it's going to need customizing anyway to fit Ziv properly. I doubt arms come in a standard size.
Well, the idea is this is going to be custom fitted anyway. This implant is going to be built, and then they're going to install it.
I think the reason it is, the reason it has a scarce rareness to begin with is because it has to be, specifically made.
Yeah, cybernetics are generally not like a standard template thing. They're a crafted arts and crafts. So they are custom made by design. That's why cybernetics are not exactly rare in 40k, but they can be tricky to get. Usually you get them if
But
you're
look-
lucky.
Luckily, you are on an Iron Warriors Forge world.
Yes.
I mean,
Probably
If
the
we-
best place to get it.
if
so
if
if
you
we can
wanted
get-
to go for a best one, wouldn't be easy.
Well, I'm thinking we've got time, for now at least. We could put a bit more time into getting Ziv a nice, high-quality arm.
I'll.
Grounds.
Will do. Will do.
Well, I mean, you know, we could get you a common one and then upgrade it a lot.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you know, once it's
Yeah.
built in and functional, we can, you know, go from there.
I guess it would be easier to try and go for a common one now and then do upgrade roll acquisition rolls later.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, I'd imagine we've got some bits kicking around on the ship, like old armor servos and stuff like that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right. Let's have a look. 2, 3. Make Skog, since you're the one kindly doing this whole roll, make me an infamy roll at plus 28.
Plus 28. That's a very specific number.
Yes. There are specific rules for commerce.
What do you think?
Hey!
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah, yeet.
We might actually get a better one
Crikey.
with those degrees of success, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well,
You get in the stuff.
thanks to Johanna's charming personality and Voss's hardball negotiations, like, no, he must have an arm to function for his job and all that shit.
I don't care how nice the foot is, it isn't gonna fit the fucking bill here.
And with Voss slyly sneaking in some nice bottles of wine and meat under the table. Let's just do this in the roll.
Rum.
Yep.
We have enough of it. if I
The
remember correctly.
doctors and the Dark Mechanicus adepts kind of just shrug and they're like, yeah, we can get something made up, and they give him a good quality bionic arm.
Hey.
So that replaces. You now have an arm back, Pasta.
Not only do you have a arm, but you get a +10 agility
For
plus
fine
10 to
dexterity,
agility
yep.
tests.
Ah, hell.
How does that compare to Jane's?
I think James was good quality.
Yeah, I seem to remember she got a fairly good one.
I also will be generous and say you don't have to test have it installed, because there are rules for that, but it takes a few days, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few days pass, you're in a good facility, so the operation goes well. And Ziv! Now awake!
Yeah.
With a new shiny arm.
Yeah.
Which can look like however you want, because you rolled so well in the test, it's like you can make it look like whatever you please.
Now don't do it again.
I won't. I will try. Right side, I'm close to level. No way.
Right.
I think.
Is there anything else you fellas would like to do planet side?
I mean, I'm just showing them the ship, TBH.
Join the Terran Republic, maybe?
I guess the only other thing is, how do you want to do the introduction of the fucking
Oh.
Johanna's gang?
Oh, I'll do that, don't worry.
You don't have another new character.
I
do
would
you?
like to try and requisition something.
Okay.
Johanna has a gang following her around now.
I'll handle the requisitions last thing, don't worry. Right. So, are you... I guess I should drop a hint. Do you want to try and sell the cargo of ore, or do you want to keep it on your ship for later?
Sell half of it, keep half of it.
We should probably keep whatever's useful for like ships, and then sell the more luxurious items.
How about we ID what it is?
Yes.
Well, it was like a bunch of different shit, but yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
Let's use what Mechanicus we have on hand to analyze for us.
Okay. I'll take you up to ship now in that case. While you decide what to do with that, because you can always figure out what you want to do when you're back on the ship. And then, like...
Now Gren can show us what I need to fix.
So,
Very sorry.
Cross-classing into being a vet now, no less.
I don't get
I
it.
also drawn this up today.
Oh, I get it.
These are your personal quarters aboard the Red Sun.
Hey,
Just gonna,
where's Sex Slave Boy?
Oh no.
some new music. There we go. So yeah, you return to the Red Sun. You're welcomed heartily by the guards and cultists. They cheer your name. And they're like, hail Lord Nulla and all that shit. And praise the dark gods.
Yep.
We're back.
And the two crewmen by the door salute you as you enter, and you're now in your new quarters. They give Ron funny looks, because they don't know who he is.
So, I kind of just, I didn't really have much to do with this place. I just kind of let people do what they wanted here. But I think, essentially we have, just choose whatever room you want, really.
The author gets his own room.
They look like a fucking medical bay. I love it.
He just went into my room that I claimed.
Alright, cool.
What? What do you mean?
Jane
you
doesn't
just
have to
told me.
come with you, she could rest somewhere else. It's up to you though.
Guess Jane will just keep you company for a bit.
Oof. Ooh,
Wow.
I think the normal crew, these are pretty much...
You're both sitting on the table.
Essentially, you've been brought onto the ship.
I've been feeling fine.
Right.
I'm the one up here then.
Is there enough rooms for you all? I need to figure this out. I think there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the original crew there is.
Yep. Okay, so there's Johanna, Ziv, Nulla, Ron, Ursula Voss. I think that's everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Sure,
pretty much everyone of
someplace.
importance.
everyone important except for Showa.
So,
Unless.
I have a plan for how to introduce Showa.
Oh no.
you forgot some of the Torox.
The Torox can be in the fucking loading bay of
Yeah,
the
the
ship.
Torox gets brought up with you. It was a gift, so. Along with the salamander you nicked.
Alright, so that's the private quarters. I wanted everything to be pink, but Dillard told me no.
He did indeed. He said it would be
Only
too
thought.
distracting for military
Dillard told
personnel.
you no.
Ron shall place the rubber duck next to his bed.
Hell
And I
yeah.
remember you.
And he removes the Aquila from the from his at least attempt to, and then puts it next to his bed as well.
Alrighty.
Dillard told me no, and I remember you told me, Master Nola, that I should listen to Dillard.
Dude, you're talking too fast to me for me to actually hear the name that you just said twice.
Oh, Dillard.
The captain.
Dillard.
Yeah.
Ship
Yeah,
captain.
first. Yeah, the captain.
Okay.
The captain that
You
Johanna.
son of a bitch.
The the captain that Johanna made a good relationship with in the in the prequel.
Oh, Bakara.
Oh yeah.
When he got really drunk and told you about the Red Sun.
Mm.
So, you're all in your quarters. I guess you rest up for a bit. You've had a long few weeks.
I'm guessing the Eldar sexually by hand is chained up in the room.
He can be. Rituals has unfortunately not gone back to me about the art of colouring all those slaves in.
Ah, true.
But
I said, no, you come back, no one's been feeding him.
Well, basically
I
what I've been-
told people to feed him.
what I've been doing, so I've keep track of them all, is they're all still in medbay with Winter. He's been kind of looking after them, so because he's
That's fine.
fascinated by Xenos biology and all that shit, so he's been taking blood samples and shit from them and doing stuff with it.
Yeah, understandable.
Ron shall carve into the front of his door. If you violate my NMP, I will find.
Yeah, some of the crew pass
I
by,
will-
notice this, and then fuck off immediately.
Yeah, I cut out the middleman. I just have a shotgun rigged to my door.
Johanna's door is usually open.
Of course it is.
It's just going
What-
to be
what is-
like a fucking biohazard.
The pet bit. Oh shit. Wait.
Strange, isn't it? Why are there a
Hold on.
bunch of holes in the
There you
floor above
There you go, Nola.
of this one section of the ship, and holes in the ceiling in the corresponding section, but like 2 floors below?
This is like fucking Minecraft. Look at this.
No, this is Dwarf Fortress.
Everyone has to go to bed at the same time, guys, for the morning to come.
Can't sleep when there are enemies nearby. Wait a minute.
You try. Imagine going home one day after like a long vacation, and then immediately as you lay down, you you're greeted with the message: you can't sleep when there's enemies nearby. Your reaction to that is either of course or what the fuck.
Stu, could
Yeah?
you maybe also give the rubber duck a character sheet?
Yeah, well, I was trying to find the art asset.
I'll DM it to you.
Inanimate object.
Yes. Also, you can't call him that anymore.
I very well can.
There you go.
Alright, let's make this character. Where is it? Aha! I'll call it Duck Boy.
Oh god, that's dredging up some memories.
Duck Boy.
Nice car you've got there.
Oh, big order.
Oh my god. fucking.
put a sass knock me potato.
You know, Duck's not in this campaign because in spirit as a literal rubber duck.
A literal rubber boomer duck.
Oh god!
Oh
Kill
god,
by
that is horrifying.
I'll be right back.
The rubber duck is horrifying.
Pretty much all the ducks that came up were horrifying. I gave you corruption for them as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. The one that gave me personally ERL the most corruption was the fucking boomer duck.
True.
It gave me nearly the same reaction as a fucking salmon.
Salmon?
The salmon vending machine.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Past. That can be
Well.
Ron's menu of chaos.
Oh, now there are sesame seeds everywhere. Great.
There we go, there's a duck boy.
Yee.
Ah!
Stop trying to manufacture your own heroin, Bill. It's
Oh, it's
Ah!
a boomer.
Guys,
Sesame seeds, not poppy seeds.
this is a
Ah.
super serious chaos war battle. This is fucking pet. It's a-
Hold on. Wait. Guys, Quack was a good game.
Everyone has a pet of some description besides.
Hey.
Voss.
You know what?
Jane's kind of a pet of this plane as fucked up as it is.
Gog is the cat, dude.
Mine's a motorcycle.
She has a pet human. Oh.
Let's see. Let's be real here. Whenever you get a cat, who is really the pet in that relationship, huh?
Depends on how autistic the cat is.
That's fair.
Oh, we should take a screenshot of this. This is so beautiful. Oh. It's like, I should send this to Arch and be like, here's your grim, dark, chaos Black Crusade campaign. But for
I'll
some
completely
reason, they're the
also
most
support
feared
it.
warband in the sector.
The most feared warband in the sector looks like an autistic branch of the Kennel Club.
Yeah.
The most feared warband in the sector, consisting of 2 misplaced space marines, a abomination, a regular person, a cat, and a human.
Is this a washing machine?
It's a shower. A really badly made shower.
Also, don't forget a
Washing
fucking
machines last
minor
longer with
organ.
Calgar.
Okay. So, Stu, before we continue,
Yes.
can I make an infamy
Ooh, nice.
for the gifts of chaos?
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. Let's see who's on the threshold. Excuse me. Who's on the threshold? I think it's 40 is the next threshold for most of the human members.
Yes, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, 'cause
A
it's
corruption.
20 and not 40.
And for the Space Marines, it's
10, 30, and 90. No,
10,
10,
30,
30,
and
60, and 90. Yeah.
so I don't think any of the Space Marines are
Ron or
eligible
Nullis,
for
do you have
quite a
30
while.
corruption? Any of you?
Hmm?
Nulla or Ron, do you have 30 corruption? Oh.
I
I'm
got
at
to-
35 currently.
Oh,
I
fuck.
already, no, I already did the other gifts of the
Oh,
I
gods.
got I got to 22.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yep.
The plus 5 got me
22?
22. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Holy shit!
He was
He's
absent
pure.
for all the really big ones.
Oh yeah, true.
So I think it's just
Pure
Ziv
nigga.
and Gren.
Does passing 20 give you another corruption thingy?
Not for you.
Not for
Not
Space
for
Marines.
Marines, no.
Epic.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Skog, you finished your little side objective. You get 3 infamy. Hey.
Does that put you at 40?
No.
Okay. Then I guess
am
it's just.
one of the least infamous in the crew, I think.
No, Ziv is
Oh, yeah,
least
infamy.
infamous.
Yeah. After the things.
He's
what
died
happened,
twice,
I'm
technically.
releasing.
And one of them, and probably the most infamous, is, interestingly enough, Johanna.
I can't imagine why.
Sneak your way to victory.
Suck.
So,
Nulla questions Johanna about how well walls are soundproofed in these quarters, specifically Nulla's wall facing her room.
Johanna says,
What's soundproofing?
See, this is why you need to do what I did. Cuts to Voss's built a section of the building, and there's just reactive tank armor strapped to the side.
Zimmer paste is on the walls.
But boss, can I borrow some of that?
No.
I'm sure Dillard has installed soundproofing.
Yeah, you remember that Dillard had installed some stuff for your privacy, so...
Okay, good.
I mean, I left most of this stuff to Dillard. I just took care of the fun stuff.
Oof.
Oh Jesus.
I.e. making sure the resources go onto the ship.
So, I guess I'll do an infamy test for gifts of the god.
Yeah.
Rewards of the god, I mean.
Oh yeah, see if you get a reward from the gods.
Okay. And it is possible to do a use fate on this, right?
I'll allow it because, yeah,
Cool.
everyone's got
Right.
full fate points from now at the moment.
Any bonuses?
No.
I use a fate point.
Hell yeah.
Okay, one more.
Hell yeet.
I get
Reward
to
of
roll.
Slanesh. Roll me a D100.
Fine.
Demon weapon.
What? Oh shit! Let's see. I can still modify that result, so let's see. I got a 25.
Yep.
I cannot modify
Yeah,
it
it's bang in
any
the middle of the
specific-
result.
Yep. So
It will
demon
be a
weapon it is.
Slaneshi demon weapon, which I think will resolve after the game because demon weapons take a while to start up and shit.
I suppose I'll use my whip, a euphoric Tesla, as a basis
Yeah,
for it.
what I'll say is, yeah, like, you sleep for the night and you feel the whip is different in the morning.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh god, this is turning into a hentai, what have I done? Oh no!
I succeeded!
Oh no! It was so wholesome when you all had pets and it was like animal rescue, and then fucking hentai piece.
The
Now I
problem with
have-
that, of course, is that Animal Hospital was presented by Roll Paris. You forgot that little detail now, didn't you?
I have succeeded in getting a gang, in getting a magical demon whip, and a gang of drug-fueled Shalaneshi worshippers.
Yeah, we'll resolve all that after the game, I think. So, is there anyone else that passed the corruption threshold for rewards?
No, it's 40 for humans, the second one. I believe.
Yeah,
So,
the third one.
That's that.
so no one else did beside. Definitely not past that. Actually, now I think about it. Fuck. Oh no, maybe past it did. Past that
What's
was
your current
corruption.
corruption at, man?
My corruption right now is 32.
Oh, all
So I
right.
still need 8 to get to that result.
I think Bill's nearly there, but not quite.
Yeah, I'm like 5 short.
I would, however, like to say that somehow Johanna has not gotten a single normal gift of the gods. She only has rewards of Shalanesh.
Oh no, I'm only at 29.
Jesus.
Yeah, Bill's suffered a bit of residual shit from all the rituals and shit that's been going on.
Oh, he's literally low though. 39.
29.
29, Jesus, that's low.
So, you all have a good night's rest. You wake up in the morning and a somewhat respectable time, like 8 a.m. or whatever, to give you a bit of time to lie in.
Or I mean, we're in space, so time is kind of.
Yeah, they still enforce time and space.
This is
Time
a fucking
and
dystopia.
Bullshit. They do in the Navy as well, like, they have their internal time shifts and shit. Like, even on a submarine, anyway. It's fucking... So, basically, the vox chimes through like on a loudspeaker, and it's the voice of Diller, and he says, "Ah, my lord, it's good to see you've returned. Please come and see me on the bridge at your earliest convenience. We have some details to discuss." Do you all want to go to the bridge or do something else?
I'll go to the bridge, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll go through the bridge.
I'll go to the bridge as well.
I will roll out. I will, with a groan, roll out of bed and in a hungover state, rolling onto one of the little freight trucks I placed next to my bed for this occasion. Then I shall shove myself out the door on its little wheels and scoot down the hallways.
Forgive me for this.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Teleported flashback!
So yeah, this is flashbacks.
Oh no!
There you go.
As I fly down the hallways on my fucking little freight trolley.
Alright, I've just realised, because Roll20 doesn't let me, like, continually scroll with the flag, so, because I have so many fucking scenes on this map. Think of that as, like, a loading screen, okay, in a video game.
Just going through the memories.
Yeah, think of
Having
that.
flashbacks as we walk down the hallway.
You know you can click and drag the actual scenes, right?
Oh yeah, I know, but that's really fiddly, it's like, fuck.
Look at this. When that Necron took hold of Civ, he never let go.
After about 10 minutes, I finally managed to open the jar of salsa sauce.
So,
I'll put my guy down in a second.
yep, place your guys down, wherever you like on the
Nothing
bridge.
like having sweaty hands.
Where should we place it, guys?
Anywhere on the bridge will do, because you're all...
Hi, Dylan.
Hello, darling, how you doing?
We met some scary robots.
The captain's
I heard. You'll be pleased to know your little retinue arrived safely on board. I can call them in for you if you like. And as you can see, this is very much a placeholder arm. I see if Rituals can draw some up at some point. Dillard basically chimes through, and a throng of degenerates is the best word I could use to describe them. March into the bridge. They're about 20 to 30 strong. And they all see you, Johanna, and immediately bow and kind of straighten themselves up a bit as best they can. And they say, "We're ready to serve, my lady."
You know you don't have to actually do that. My... Oh. These are my... What did you call them? Workers.
I see you've been diligent. Holy shit.
Dillard, I need you to get some servitors or just someone with a vacuum and a lot of disinfectant to follow these people around.
I have something for this. I have the perfect thing for this. There we go.
It's a shameful display. Dillard basically responds to Lord Nulla. I somewhat concur, Lord Nulla. I'll have the servitors scrub the area thoroughly as soon as they've left.
Johanna just shrugs.
I don't see the problem. I think it smells nice.
I'll bet you fucking do.
I'm not taking off this rebreather ever again.
I always love when Bill does that 'cause he sounds like in Mass Effect when you wear the fucking mask when Shepard's talking.
But yeah, basically the logic of this, as I've imagined it, is these people, one way or another, heard about what Johanna had been able to do, or were just fucking drug dealers, and eventually came to congregate around her, and are currently the main people that works for her.
Just gonna play some new music. So yeah, this is Johanna's gang, which is her somewhat unique minion, I guess you could say.
It's a minion as all the normal rules, but it has the what was it we chose again?
The horde, like plus 30.
The horde trait.
Yeah. And we'll discuss the stats and fluff stuff later on in the game. So, do you want to give them any orders at all?
No. Did you manage to get the shipment on board and go to the ventilation room?
And wear
Are you-
gloves.
Of course, my lady, Lord Nulla. They all bow simultaneously.
And they take the shipment to the ventilation.
While wearing gloves.
You notice them all put on some. They basically kind of queue up into a side room and put on some surgical gloves, as per your orders. They're surprisingly well trained for a bunch of Slaneshi degenerates.
You realize that staying around Johanna for a good while, if you're not particularly strong-willed, might have some residual mind-controlling effects.
Oof. Oh shit! Look, Skog and Jane have off-duty models. Look,
Hey, cool.
that's pretty neat.
I'm not saying I was bored, but
So,
But you are though.
I've had those for ages.
Wait, do you have horns?
Yeah,
yeah, she does.
I have
She
magnificent horns.
Also, oh right, Stu, I'm gonna send you a message to something.
All right. So, is there anything in particular you guys would like to do in this moment before Dylan continues?
No, not really.
Alrighty. So, after the degenerate band has left, Dylan turns to you all and goes, it's good to see you again, my lords. You'll be pleased to know the repairs are going well for our ship. Valenia has taken the Ludamite crystals on board and is placing them within our Gellerfield compartments as we speak. The ship will be almost void ready very soon.
It's good to hear.
In fact, thanks to those minerals as well you retrieved on that mine, I gather, we've been able to make extensive reworks and patching of the armored plating within the hull and any other raw material requirements. So, thank you, Lord Nulla. Our vessel is it's going to be space worthy in a good short time, thanks to your efforts.
Glad to hear it.
Now, the only bad news is the engines are still not up to snuff. They will work, but many of the heavy drive units require replacements. Now, I have, while you were out in the field, liaisoned with your brethren of the 4th Grand Company, or Grand Battalion, I should say. They have informed me that there is a Mechanicum outpost not too far away, outside the Screaming Vortex, but on the border of the Clixis sector. Some kind of listening outpost, I gather. And they informed me that we could find some Voss pattern drive units inside there.
And would we be able to get these without much problem?
I believe we could. It will be a very tricky plan, but I believe I've concocted something if you're willing to hear it.
Speak away.
Okay, so he basically turns to the hololith on the bridge. Just gonna drag one of these scenes across.
I'm assuming these Mechanicum are affiliated with the Imperium.
They are indeed, young Ziv.
Good.
It is a Adeptus Mechanicus owned facility, so they will be hostile.
That's
However,
just what I want.
study this map. We are roughly here. This is where the Screaming Vortex is located. We can, as you can see, the Calixix sector. is around there.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a very easy warp jump to make, not too far from us. So the fact that our plasma drives are not operable at the moment shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now my plan is, the listening outpost, which is known as Zion Terminal, doesn't have too much in the way of defences, although it has quite significant point defence systems and a few macro turrets, the usual stuff you'd expect from a space facility. There are patrols in the area, but I believe if we make a short warp jump just before coming in range of the facility, we can engage our ship into silent running and drift through the nearby nebula clouds and get very close. Now, excuse me, you have a new companion, I see, in your retinue. Though it looks a little kind of taken aback that there's a rather tall-looking man just standing there with fuel he hasn't seen before.
This is Han. He's, weird, but nice.
Of course. I'll come aboard. Now, you'll be pleased to note that besides filling up our raw materials, making extensive repairs to the ship with our mech-right teams, I've replenished our crew, as you can see by your new retinue. We've received many volunteers that wish to join, and, well, we've also conscripted a few, as you can, as Voss can no doubt attest to. Now, the more important thing is I've managed to acquire us some aeronautical and void-borne craft, which could be used in boarding actions in the void. Including this, and he brings up something else in the hololith. Something that your Iron Warrior colleagues managed to find out in the out in their stockpile. They were happy to lend one of them to us. It is a caseless assault ram. We can launch this from our hangar bays without delay if needed. It's rather fortunate we did, because I factored this into our plans. I believe...
Ron starts jumping up and down like a prepubescent girl.
Dillard kind of smiles a little ruefully and just tries to ignore the prepubescent girl jumping. It's the massive man just jumps in.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
A man older than all of us put together, just yeeing, and it's like a fucking device designed to strap a rocket engine to his ass and fire him through a ship.
and...
Johanna will jump with him, not really knowing.
Oof. Dillard just kind of, like, quizzically smiles, like just pretending to sort of be in on the joke, but really not knowing why the fuck you're all so ecstatic about this.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure to him, Ron just looks like a big dude.
Yeah, he's just a tall dude in a trench coat. And
Just
it's
fucking-
kind of disconcerting. It's just...
A tall dude in a trench coat with a mysteriously small
He's
head.
pretty sure you are an Astartes, but he's just very curious by the fact that you're just wearing a trench coat.
Too big for man. Too small for Terminator. Is it so that when you are walking around on the ship, the actual weight of the ship increases?
And a fedora. After he politely waits for your excitement to die down, he continues. Yes, this assault ram, I believe, can be launched while we are still in silent running. And we can enter the facility with the ram, and with luck on our side and fortunes of the gods, the Mechanica sentries and security systems will believe it's an impact from a asteroid, perhaps, that got through, luckily, past the point defenses.
So the plan is to put us into a ship that's supposed to crash?
Indeed, however, the Casus assault ram has its own propulsion system, so my plan: you ram it into the facility, create a breachhead, take out any immediate resistance very quickly and subtly. Then you search the facility for the required engine parts and load them back onto your ram and simply fly back to the Red Sun as quick as you can.
So this is a offensive infiltration.
This is a
rather
quick
than
smash and grab, you could say, but I would recommend stealth in this operation as much as you can.
At the word of stealth, I'm fairly certain every single one of us looks towards Han.
No, I think you'll find that at the word stealth, Voss looks at the gigantic steel dildo that's being fired into the nearest ship that we happen to be riding inside.
As I say, Mr. Voss, the Mechanicus, with all luck, will be a little slow to react. They certainly wouldn't be expecting many large celestial objects to crash into them.
Well, I suppose that's not something you really expect.
And bear in mind, I may not know much about the Mechanicum, but I know they rely, for the most part, at least in their outer defences, on automated security. So it will, I believe, take them a little while to react. I have confirmed this with Valenia and Xyler, and they agree that the Mechanicum will still take a little bit of time to react properly, with a more organic response.
Also, Stu, did you see my messages?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
And with luck, you will find the engine part. I am planning on having your craft launch very close to the maintenance and cargo bays near the lower part of the facility, where you should hopefully be able to find the engine parts very quickly and get out very quickly. And then you can swiftly return to the Red Sun, and we will get out of there before the Navy shows up in patrols. While this vessel is still light cruiser, I do not want to take on the Imperial Navy in a standoff engagement. I know how they work.
I'm really sorry, but would you mind if I just stay here during that? I don't really want to deal with a bunch of robot things again.
Darling, it's up to Lord Null ultimately.
Lenya, Civ, Jane, Ursula all kind of look at you kind of concerningly.
There's Null still. Oh no, he's be right back, sorry. Well, the point is, yeah, that's fine, Gren, basically, if you want to not have...
It's mainly due to Johanna is a scaredy cat.
Oof, dabbed. So yeah, basically he kind of says, you know, if you're straying behind on a ship and assist operations, you are absolutely free to do so. I do not see a problem with that. Obviously confer with your fellow lords, darling.
Well,
so what do the rest of you think to this plan?
Ship of peace, understandable.
We strike them. Yes.
Oof.
Well put.
Dabbed!
Well put.
Civ is a simple man.
We strike them, yes!
Strike. Yes.
Roll.
Strike them.
Ron
Strike them!
just-
Yes, yes! Escape.
Ron smirks and says, "Subscribe to the Lords of Terror."
Fuck.
Bruh.
Oh god, when you get in the ram, you play gas as you get away.
Oh,
This is horrible.
Who drew a
Christ,
fucking
you're
bro fist on
shooting
the point
in
of the
in the
goddamn
Mechanicus.
Welcome to Mechanic Church.
Okay, I will say for any censors watching, this will not be a station of defenseless Muslims.
Listen. We are not. Listen, any censors out there, we are not attacking we're not attacking like a religious group full of a very dogmatic religious group. We're just attacking a very dogmatic religious group.
of robots.
Mechanicus Commander Elon Musk.
Oh.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh fuck! I should make that like a boss.
Elon Musk.
I'll save that for another day. I think.
Elon Musk.
Stupid.
Elon Musk.
Death.exe is the sentence.
Oh, but that'd be so good, like fucking a Magos. Well, I've had this idea a load of times. Just a Magos who, it's basically what Mud was in Only War. Just a Magos sitting there chilling out, smoking a fat joint. Like, yeah, that sounds cool, man. And just
Doing stuff
telling
to
all
be
these
on a
crazy
civilian
words.
land raider.
Smoking a fat blunt and
He's got a
saying,
gun in his hands that says, "This is not a flamer."
"Dude, what if?" Now listen to me, dude.
Boring.
What if we made a flamer, but it actually a blowtorch?
That's forward.
Big think. Oof.
This is not a melter gun.
Arch Magos Elon Musk and Harriman Villains, yes! Oh, that'd be a glorious like boss for the Mechanicus. He just enters office and that's what's there.
Johanna approves.
I'm not suggesting you should see if Dr. Lehman is available for voice acting, but
Oh, Layman would be good for like an Elon Musk Magos. He might be back in the summer. Anyway, let's carry on. So, do any of you have any objections to Dylan's plan, basically?
no, sounds legit.
It's a little blunt, but you get the feeling it might just work.
Dun, dun, dun.
You can hardly assault a facility with just one ship.
I guess we might as well.
Hold my power fist.
That's
Since-
where you're wrong.
Since the rest of the roleplay here kind of depends on us, shall we just take a break until he comes back?
Yeah, I think so. We'll just talk shit for a bit.
I'll be right back.
Oof. Is anyone in the chat? No. Oof.
People are watching, the chat is just not active.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all a recording, an elaborate recording anyway, so.
Yeah.
You got your infamy, didn't you, Skog?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the most excited you've ever seen Ron be.
Jesus.
I'm currently trying to draw the shield. It's
The thing
Quite
is, the
time.
Caseless Assault Ram is perfect for what this heist will be. Oh, fucking Nullis is going to be so happy when he gets back, 'cause there's literally a Payday 2 heist.
Dude, it's
Well,
just an
it's
armor
age,
to fuck
but-
Thunderhawk that can also fly through ships. What might help, Skog, is if you use Photoshop to crop out the shield, index the colors, and then just reduce the size, because that disables the anti-aliasing.
Oof.
I mean,
Big
it's
brain.
more I'm trying to decide which of the like 6 different paint schemes I'm seeing on Google Images I should use.
I see.
It's got the
Right.
quite sort of, at least from the film 300 stylings to it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just the face of a Minotaur.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's all the gubbins that goes around that.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I try and find something.
Oh, I've got a decent image.
I still have it. can DM it to you.
It's just the thing of with Paint.net, it doesn't like the fill tool, but it means I can make PNGs.
Right.
So
That's
it's just a
interesting.
case of filling in an edge and then filling once that edge is drawn.
Edge
in,
is the way.
area
No, this one is too big. Hold on.
Haha. But yeah, for those of you that may be watching this later on, when we do the Star Wars campaign, Dr. Lehman may join us as a guest at some point. He has expressed an interest, so that should be fun.
Yeah, that's the one I'm basing it off of. I just try.
I'm back.
Yeet.
Is Noel's back?
I think Nulla's. I think Nulla might have just gone to sleep, honestly.
Well, I think he just went AFK. So.
Ugh. Well,
Let's see. He said BRB. Sorry.
yeah, he might be gone.
That doesn't sound like bad.
That
Yeah,
sounds like I gotta take out the trash.
Yes.
Or
I
like,
gotta walk. I gotta take out the trash. I gotta walk the dog. I gotta be a good boy and do what my parents tell me until I move out.
I'll tell you what we'll do then until Nulla comes back.
Hmm?
Basically, Dillard's turns to you and kind of goes,
Hmm?
I'll leave you to Molotova. We can make preparations whenever you're ready. We still need to finish a few retrofits, so to speak. I'll confer with Lord Nulla here for a little while if he doesn't mind. And Nullus just kind of wanders off to the side here. And he says, Good day, my lords, for now. You basically all kind of start to presumably leave the bridge when you're greeted by a familiar figure who's just entered the bridge.
My lords, I was looking for you. Alright.
One of the cultists basically just yells over to Voss and Ron and the rest of you. He said he was with you, so I figured I'd let him in.
We really need to start thinking about our security protocols.
Yeah, the bridge crew.
Yeah.
It's mostly actual Red Sun Navy crew, but the two guys at the door are cultists, so you might want to fix that at some point.
Yeah.
Nice
Cold
little
cut
power
to-
Jimmy.
Cold cut to those two cults being hurled out of an airlock.
Oof.
Ron
Yeah.
just walks towards Showa, all giddy, and says, It's boarding time.
hello there, Ghost Rider.
Yes. Yeah, you can see that his image is now very fitting. Although it's not fire around him, you can see that even though he's wearing a hat, there are thefts of flame coming out from beneath it. This happens while you were out. I find this quite fitting. Well, as for why I am. I believe that me and are both of same minds about this, as we have been for quite a long time. We want a new job.
Also, this place is gonna be overrun by Necrons pretty soon, so
Yeah, I
rather
heard
get out of
so.
Dodge.
Yeah, I heard rumors of that because one of mine geeks gonna ask said that they had found Necrons, and I was quite well, mostly I was simply shocked that you did not call me.
Well, we made a deal.
Yeah.
That involved,
Wait for a moment. You made a deal with the skeletons?
Let's just say they
Yes.
read my memories and all was well, and we got some more, and now we're fucking off. For good reason.
Yes. We gave them some intel, and they gave us a crystal.
I suppose there's no honor in fighting a losing battle.
True.
In that case, let me get to my point. I do not know if Ron has already offered, but if I am allowed, I would like to join the Invisible Hand, was it?
Yes, the invisible hand.
So, I do not know what precisely your methods are, but I will assume that for now a handshake would be good enough.
Well, who's second in command then?
My eyes, Troa's eyes visibly focus on Loss.
I heard loss. Did anyone else hear loss?
Well, in the absence of our commanding officer, then welcome aboard, at least preliminarily.
With all due respect, but I'm not joining the warband. I am staying a sovereign individual, as I have with the Iron Warriors. Though I shall tag along as an ally.
Sounds good, Ron.
Someone is.
Oh, Nulse is back.
Hey, welcome back, Nulse.
Yeah, sorry, I had to deal with something.
That's
Right.
fine.
Showa has asked if he can join the warband. Is that okay?
Don't set anything on fire without, like, needing to.
Sure.
You're
There you go.
crackling a lot.
Yeah.
Your mic is breaking.
Crackling. Hold on.
Yeah.
How about now?
Still there. Still crackling.
Hold on.
You legit sound like
How about now?
all your base are below to us.
Am I still crackling?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like you're being put through like a ColecoVision or something.
Am I still crackling?
Yes.
Yep. Just embrace it. At
Just
this point, you
embrace it.
are like,
Yeah, he's just speaking through a
His
capsule.
Vox grill's just
It's just,
malfunctioning.
it's just the Vox mechanism in his helmet just fucking broke, and he's just like, what? Why is it working?
Am I still crackling?
Oh god!
It's actually way worse.
Yeah, no, that's just because I put it close to my face.
Oh, there you go, spare.
Just leave it.
Yeah,
Just
that's
leave
fine.
it for now.
Oh yeah.
Is it crackling though?
Yeah.
A tiny bit, but I don't give a shit.
It sounds like
Unacceptable.
you've got the cable unplugged slightly.
it's
Yeah.
aesthetic and not
Is it
annoying
crackling now?
crackling.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Just
Alright.
leave it be, man.
No. I'm unhappy.
I'm a prophet.
I'm
Ron
unplugging
asked
the
if-
USB.
Ron asked if he could tag along as an independent contractor.
Oof.
Most of us are.
PMCs.
Basically, we're asking if we can join the warband either officially or unofficially.
I don't think he can hear.
I
us.
don't think Nulse cares. I think he's cool, but
As an aside,
Am I crackling?
nope.
Nope.
Oh, you're good now.
No.
Okay.
Very good.
if you were to have an Aquila on your shield that you didn't want, what would you want it replaced with?
Mark of
The
Chaos?
Red Cross.
The invisible hand.
Well, it's going to be difficult to draw there, Ziff.
You just put a dollar sign there. There you go.
I mean, the invisible hand's mark is just like the outline of the hand, I do believe.
A moth.
Just leave it. Just leave it blank then.
I would. You know what we could do that would be really cheeky? If the mark of our warband was like the outline of a hand, and then in the middle of the hand outline, there is the imperial currency,
Oof.
complete with the
Okay.
equivalent. Where we can say, oh, we're not loyalists. It's just how the currency looks like. Even though it's Aquila right in the middle of our warband. Does that work?
Down to the captain.
So, right, that's all agreed upon, and you're now part of the warband. Yay!
Got a new job. I did all the paperwork I had to for Ron as well. He always forgets.
Good shit.
And I signed both of us up.
That I mean, Showa needs a quarters, which I'll sort out another time.
See,
It's fine.
Ron's strategy is this: just if you put off work for long enough, someone else is bound to do it sometime.
Now listen,
Just-
you don't need to do anything about the quarters.
Just
Because-
give him a room next to the incinerator.
Now, dude, you don't need to do anything about the quarters because, unironically, Showa is a clearly chaos-tainted young man, and there's a Taneshi Psyker in the room.
Damn son.
Are you making your characters have
Friends,
sex
insert
with each other?
characters
No.
by each other.
Nope.
Self
I'm not having
the
the-
characters.
Nope. I'm not having. I'm just making it easy for myself by having them share a room. Any sexual advances will be rejected by Showa because he just. Because
He just literally sleeps on the floor like, no, fuck off.
Why is there a park ranger? They got defunded.
That's Security Officer Jimmy.
Yeah.
Listen,
Remember when
it- the only way Showa is having sex with Johanna is if she rapes him.
Oh, well.
So,
Oh,
that-
no.
Are you saying that's not likely?
I am saying I am not going to I'm not going to self roleplay that gay shit.
John Cena,
Gren-
are you sure about
Gren-
that?
Gren,
I am
I bet you
threatening your
$100 that by the end of this campaign, you are going to rape one of your own characters.
You see that's a patron only reward. You gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
If we reach the $100 tier a month, there will be even more degeneracy in the campaign.
Oh dear.
I'm not
Screw
doing
Voss
that.
with a bolter trained to the fucking doorway, screaming incoherently in the corner. Why are you all like this?
Fucking Master Stew turns it into a hentai campaign. No, I'm not doing that in a million years. Chad, don't get any ideas. Although it is starting to become one with that fucking infamy rule that happened earlier.
It's just gonna turn into Leafy.
It's so wholesome yet so degenerate at the same
Yes.
time, this campaign. It's weird. It's...
The one-man army.
We mixed a lot.
So, yeah, you're all part of the crew now. You are free to mingle around the ship as you will. I'll go back to the quarters just as a placeholder.
I'm sure that Showa and Ron will not actually act their rank, but I'm fairly certain nobody will fucking ask what rank they are either.
Oh yeah, like it's
Because
just everyone just calls
why
you
would-
Lord, basically.
why the fuck would you ask the man? Why the fuck would you ask the man that is twice the height of that is twice the height of everyone else who his rank is, and the guy who is literally on fire?
Yeah, if anyone asks Ron, he will just look at them for a second, wait, and then walk away.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sleeps on the floor.
So basically, while you're sorting that out, I basically want to resolve the whole selling of the cargo because this could be interesting.
Okay.
Who wants to be in charge of that? If that happens.
If allowed, Johanna will be in charge of it.
Allowed in charge of what?
Selling
the
some
cargo.
of the minerals you recovered from the mine. At least half of it, maybe. If you want to sell all of it, you will get double the rewards, we'll see.
I was thinking selling half of it and keeping half of it.
That is doable, yes.
Anyone have any opposition to that?
Nope.
No.
After
Okay.
that, I
Okay.
would like to requisition an item.
Yep, we'll
Uh,
do that straight after. So,
First of all, I would like.
yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say I would like to try and find a
A merchant.
I would like to try and find a merchant of a Shaneshi merchant because I get a bonus to them.
Okay, make I think last time I said an inquiry test, so make an inquiry at plus 20 because you're on board the ship. You've got a lot more resources now that you're back in your home turf, so to speak. You can ask people for
Hey.
directions. Yeah. You find a merchant who is somewhat Slaneshi inclined in nature, who owns something of a small company that will handle. What's up?
Now make this a trap remix, and we have Slanesh.
Oh, you're listening to music. Yeah, I turned it down. Anyway.
Yes, Gog, put on the.
Or the
heavy
Eldar
song.
god of trickery.
Oh, there you go. I'll turn
Anyway.
this up.
So, next up. Yep.
Yeah, you find a Slaneshi merchant who owns something of a company that handles, resources and bulk materials and so forth, and he'll take some of the ore off your hands and sell it on. I guess you want to make a charm to see if you can get
a good price. Do I get a bonus to that? Oh yeah. Actually, I will try to cast Charming Voice on him.
Yeah, do that first, actually. Oof. You succeed.
He gets to make a willpower test.
Okay. He fails.
So, that gives me a plus 10. Yep, because I feathered it, because I never cast this ability unfeathered, because there's no point.
Yeah.
That gives me a plus 10.
Okay, you get another plus 10 for Pierre Slanesh.
That should be a plus 20 base. Anything on top of that?
Another plus 10 for your connections and for various people assisting you with a little bit of persuasion or even a bit of intimidation here and there. Like Ron just standing off, not doing anything, just kind of standing there.
So
and your
a
cult
total
as well, just kind of hanging out.
And a total of plus 30 then, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty well charmed. Now, would one of you like to roll commerce to see if you can?
I can also do that, actually.
Okay. you roll some commerce at plus 20. I'm going to say for this.
Could I roll intimidation to give a bonus?
Just roll intimidate, and I'll tell you how that affects it. Oof. That was a lot.
Oh, we're doing intimidation.
Right, and I'll do the commerce at 20. Oof.
Okay, Ziv just looks appalling. Oh no.
So that's plus 20, and that factors in my since I roll fellowship with commerce. That should give me does that 20 factor in the bonus I get from him being Slaneshi?
Yes. I'll add some other bonuses in for what everyone else is doing as well on top of that, so just roll at plus 20 for now.
I'll roll use a fate.
Okay, yeah, you may as well.
God, like I've got 5.
Yeah? This is not a combat session. I love how you're being so suave and charming, and then there's just 3 dudes behind you just kind of cracking their knuckles.
Like, and that's 3 degrees of success base.
We're just playing good cop, bad cop.
Okay.
I'm just juggling balls.
Now make an infamy check at plus 38.
Ooh. I will use another.
Yes.
Fucking fit. Jesus Christ.
That was a 95. Fuck.
I can barely. Oh, it's so difficult to fail this too. Hey.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I should have left that one.
Okay. You managed to successfully make a very damn good deal on that ore. You sell half of it for a nice price. In a good Rick Harrison style deal where he started you out really low, but you managed to get him to what the regular price would be. And a bit more. As a reward for selling all these minerals, everyone gets 6 infamy points. Because you all sold
Is
some really
that
good materials.
everyone
And
or
your fame
everyone
goes
bad?
up. Everyone gets 6 infamy.
You get 6 infamy. You
I
get
raised-
6 infamy.
I raised the infamy of the invisible hand.
Yep. Because you sold some dank ore. You would have got like 10 or 12 if you'd sold all of it, but eh.
Also, Johan leaps in the cupboard. Oof, anyway. So,
Right. Han, you wanted a requisition, I believe.
Yes.
What was you wanted?
I want to try and get my hands on a heavy flamer.
Okay, that's
Um,
not actually too unreasonable.
don't forget, Han, you just received infamy.
Oh yeah. Would you allow me to make the chain fist my legacy weapon, or at least attempt?
Not yet. When you get to the next adventure,
Alright.
you may have a chance. You usually have to go into battle with it to
Right.
basically, have a chance to make it a legacy weapon.
Can't just make a legacy weapon through.
It's like I like how it's just holding out on you all this time. You've rolled for it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Could
It's just, like, not good
Silco
enough,
try
so.
to go to the infirmary to try to convert some of the old prisoners.
Well, I have a special thing planned for you, Ziv, after this.
Okay.
Johanna, could you use your Slaneshi magic to help me with?
Essentially, Johanna will do the acquisition test for him then.
Okay. Right, requisition on behalf of Ron. You'll get an additional +10 because it's Starry's gear. Because
And
Ron
it-
puts in
yes.
a
The
ward.
rarity is decreased by 1, so it's rare
Legion
I
Heavy
see.
Flamer. Rare. Okay.
instead of very rare.
Yep.
I
you want-
suppose.
Do you want a quality or do you just want common?
If I can get a better quality, sure.
A
It's
good is
usually
minus
best
10, a best is minus 20.
It's usually best to try and go for the common one and instead do acquisition tests to upgrade it later.
Oh right, I'll do
Yeah.
that then.
Because you have plenty of tech support people who could do shit like that in the downtime.
Then I'll just first of all, as usual, attempt to use my psychic power on him to make him more gullible.
Yep.
Gets a
Are you trying to find a Slaneshi merchant?
not for this because I believe it would be
Okay.
quite.
Yeah.
It's a Legion heavy flamer after all.
Yeah, it would be. Okay, so use charm and voice. Let me try and make a resist. He resists you, unfortunately.
Fair
You
enough.
literally go up to an Iron Warrior and try and sweet talk him, and he's kind of just like shakes his head like no thought.
Fair enough. I will. It's a space marine, right?
Talk straight to me, basically.
It's a space marine, right?
Yes, it is.
Then trying to charm him. With the charm skill would be useless.
Yeah.
In that
Could I
case,
use-
it would.
Could I use intimidate to just kind of flex in the background?
You can, yes.
Alright.
Just make a neutral intimidate, and I'll tell you how that goes.
I'll turn on frenzy to give me a bit of a bonus. Just to get a bit angry as well.
Hold on.
Fair enough.
Fucking thug life over here.
Walking up to the fucking Iron Warrior, are you looking at my bird?
you talking shit about my
Mate,
wife.
have you got a lighter?
Talking-
Oh my, she got a lot, I think my brother want to talk to you.
Oh, that is a hilarious scene. Just fucking little live cat girl and just hulking Chungus over here in Terminator armor walking up like talking shit.
First, Johanna just tries to charm him. He's like, "Be gunfelt." And then the Terminator stops.
Just Chad walks over. You fucking what?
You talking
What,
shit
mate?
about you talking shit about my bitch boy.
This
Okay.
Ron walks into the club and slaps your girlfriend's ass, vaporizing her instantly.
What do you do? Okay, so I'll try to do the commerce test then. Do I get a bonus?
You get plus 30 bonus. For
You're
rock.
like putting a pork shoulder through a jet turbine.
Alrighty, okay, I'll factor into the test. Make the infamy check at... let's see... One common... Neutrals.
Oh, you took in the long version, did you?
Plus 28.
Plus 28.
Yep.
I still have fate points left, so I'll use them if I have to, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you like a high prevender to add to the roll?
What's that?
Some nice
It's
food.
rum ham. It gives you a plus 30.
Yes.
That will bring the test to plus 38.
So I
High
have a,
prevender, the same rarity as an autocannon.
a hypervender, and it gives you what to your fucking what?
It's
okay.
a very rare item.
Yep.
So, make
I'll
sure.
I'll factor that in. So, in total for the Hypervender and whatever goodies else you want to throw in, the whole test will be plus 40.
Plus 40.
Yep.
Okay.
You managed to
So
get
yeah,
a good
loot box
quality
smart.
Legion heavy flamer with some fuel cans for it.
Nice.
He's just like, oh, whatever, fine, I've got this thing here, and he just pulls out. Here you go.
That's right.
Another rum ham has exchanged hands.
The invisible hand.
He starts eating his
taking
food
it away.
immediately before one of the quartermasters sees him. Just like shoving it into his pocket, super later.
Just fucking take it. Just fucking
Is
take
a
it and
piece
go.
is a ham soaked in booze.
The invisible ham.
Damn it. Now I'm imagining Voss is played by Danny DeVito and it's really disturbing.
I am plagued by a giant bird, and you are plagued by Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito as a sniper is weird.
Really
Just
hard to
this
hit.
fat
And you couldn't
fuck
kill
is
him
a
with it. You couldn't kill him with like a noose or anything.
What's that race called of the really tiny people with the
Rattling?
hairy feet?
Suicide is
Just
bad.
Danny
Fat
DeVito.
rattling Danny DeVito.
I'm the trash man.
No, please don't.
Did anyone else want to requisition some shiz before I move on to the final bit for tonight?
What's a really dumb piece of equipment that no one ever goes with?
Let's see.
The boiler cannon.
Let's see.
Last cutter.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a crate of last cutters.
My dude, last cutters.
Cutter gang.
My dude, last cutters are fucking lethal.
Psychic hood. I want psychic hood.
Fine.
Give me a psychic hood. I will have a psychic hood.
We'll do psychic hood and las cutters, I guess. Is the final.
I am Bill.
I'll grab a crate of last cutters.
A last cutter does 40, 10 plus
I'm
10.
aware.
I'm
How
nerfing
easy it
them because that's too much.
You
But I'm
can't-
also
we can't-
increasing a few things on them, so they'll.
We cannot have two campaigns in which my character is just running around with a welding torch turned up to the highest setting.
They will be useful though, so you probably do want to get creative.
I'd say.
Yeah. I
I'm
think I'm getting a
controlling-
crate.
I'm
Because
controlling the fucking acquisition test at the moment. I wouldn't do the
Looking good,
psychic hood
Skog.
first. I would do the psychic hood first.
imagine being Mechanicus guys and you come back to like one wing of your ship and they've stolen the walls.
It's all gone. What do you mean?
What do you mean it's gone?
It comes to an empty warehouse in the middle of the ship where
No,
all the
no.
important shit and cogitators used to be.
No, you see, it cuts to an empty warehouse, but then the camera turns around slowly, and they see that it's just one wall of a warehouse. It's just the front.
Okay, here's what we need to do. When we rock into that place, we need to steal the Gellerfield generator. and
Unironically.
just scoot away. Like, what are they gonna do?
Skadoodle.
Okay. So, make me an inquiry check to find a merchant of psychic hoods. Or at least psychic
Fucking-
wares, I suppose.
I will take whatever merchants I can get, but a fucking fleshy one would be best. Do I get a bonus?
Plus 10 for your communications network that you're using.
Hey!
Do not find a Slaneshi one, but you find a Zinch merchant, because those are the guys most likely to have psychic paraphernalia.
All right.
You find a
Well,
kindly
that's,
looking old boulder man who has some fine wares at his disposal.
Besides, you have an Slaneshi to use for protection.
Anyway,
And he ushers you into his
I will-
little shop.
I will approach the old man, noticing that he potentially has psychic hoods available, or having heard so. Don't know.
Yes.
And I
You
will
don't need
start
to
the
roll. You feel this guy is psychic himself as well.
In that case, I will do the charming voice roll, but he'll probably resist it since it's a psyker.
Yep. You can have a go.
I'm sure you later series.
Oof, that was a pretty good success roll though.
Holy shit.
Okay, let's divvy this up.
It's a willpower roll, remember? He doesn't get to add any psychic focus bonuses to it.
He does resist you for a little while, but his will kind of relents for a moment, and he's like, very well, child. Let's see what you have. And he pulls out some
Always have to check.
wares, and he seems to have a fine selection of psychic hoods available.
All right, so acquisition test.
Yep.
Charm first.
Yeah, try and charm him.
I get a 10 bonus from that. Any other bonuses?
No, just the
Okay.
flat 10.
Oof! I will use one of my two remaining.
Okay.
Right points. Please don't be a failure.
Hey,
Deploy Rumham, but it seems it doesn't.
he's laughing along at your lovely platitudes. He's very enthralled by you.
I'm basically just telling him slightly embellished stories
Yeah.
of what we've been.
I
of what
presume
we've
you're
been
not
doing.
being innuendoous. You're just being very nice and charming to this guy because he's like
Yeah.
an old dude. Yeah.
It's like it's never a good idea to try and be
Innuendo an old guy. Yeah.
innuendoous with an old psyker.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't go down well. End up throwing
So-
fireballs across the room.
So and with that, I'll try to go into the actual discussions.
You can roll
Wait.
commerce, see if you can get a good price for it.
Bonus.
Plus 20. Hey,
Mhm.
that's pretty good.
Right, and then for the infamy check.
Okay, the infamy will be at plus 28.
Hey!
Damn, son. You didn't specify
Psychic
quality,
hood.
so you get a common quality psychic hood.
Yes. There's only one quality of psychic hood.
Okay. It just means it looks bog standard. He'd have nicer engraved ones that were all gilded and shit, but yeah.
I can work on getting it fucking custom fitted.
Custom
Later.
blinged psychic hood.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Voss wanted the last cutter, so let's look at that.
As she comes back with her new fancy psychic hood, which probably looks like a fucking futuristic Indian headdress.
Yes. That kind of thing.
First things first, I'm placing a large rum-soaked ham on the table.
Okay, the
She,
core guy looks at this and kind of smiles slightly.
At this point, it's just literally just a margarita in a gap in a fucking block of prosciutto.
How many of these do you want? At the minute, it's scarce, so it's a neutral test.
I would like to get like enough for the crew, like not like a legion amount. I'm talking like a
5 to 10, or
5 to 10 seems-
100 maybe.
5 to 10 will do. I don't imagine there's 100 people in the crew that can use them without burning their hands off.
A single small crate.
Yeah, like enough to like have a welding crew's worth. Enough to keep the Armor Mechanicus-y boys like sorted out.
To support this run, we'll do push-ups in the background.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you flex sufficiently. Right.
I'll roll my commerce.
Yeah, roll your commerce.
Focusing on the
And
niggas.
Sim will try to just smile in the background.
Ooh.
Okay, I've got charm. I've got threat.
Use fate.
I will sweet talking while
Yeah,
while
I will let the Slaneshi do the sweet talking because it's not my strong point. Also,
Maybe you
Ziv
can
has joined the fight.
They both
because of her.
flex.
You can do a. Do I get any? I'm not going to use my psychic power of him because it's just kind of sudden. I suddenly come back and see they're in the middle of a discussion.
Yeah, I'll get my shit back after this anyway. Okay, let's roll that commerce again.
Do I get a bonus to it? A 10?
10. Yeah.
Mind.
A 10?
Yep.
That's better.
And I guess I'll try to pick up the commerce where
Whilst left off, yeah.
Walls
Because it
left
kind of
off.
broke down a bit when you tried to get a good price.
you walk in, I've got the dude by the head, and I'm just smashing my fist into his skull. Give me the fucking welding guns.
Do I get a bonus to the commerce?
Plus 10.
I will use a fate.
Everyone's failing on
Fate
that
point
shit.
on that.
Wheeling and dealing.
I will use my last fate point.
Oh no. Oh.
Well, we tried, boys.
Okay, the
Okay,
final
I can-
deal
hey,
will be at my plus
did
20.
I get my
Plus 20.
do I have a question?
Yeah?
Did I get my infamy points back from when we had a fight?
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
Emperor?
everyone had full infamy, so.
So can
Does he-
can I use my ability, Inspiring Presence, to give him another roll?
He doesn't need it, thankfully.
He
but
doesn't
yeah,
need it. He
you
has
could have
6
done
degrees of success on the infamy check.
I crack open the case, and there's just like a fucking scaled model of a fucking beam scythe.
that. Okay, what I'm gonna do for now is make another handout. There is 25 las cutters in the crate that you acquired. Which is enough for you guys and for specialist crews to use. I'm just gonna copy this. Can you duplicate notes?
Yes, you should be able to just right click it.
Yeah, it should be a clone option.
Oh no. There's archive or delete the item. Edit. Duplicate is right at the bottom. There we go.
Okay. It's 11 o'clock currently for you all Brit monks, yeah?
Yep, I was thinking of calling it there, and we'll do the demon weapon and Ziv's little thing off screen if everyone's okay with that.
Could I actually try and get something else if...
What is you're looking for?
well, it's actually an item from the Dark Heresy book. It is a backpack ammo supply for the flamer.
We'll handle that off screen, because that's not even going to be particularly hard, to be honest with you, I don't think.
Essentially, this was the downtime session. First one we've had in a long time now.
Yep. So yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the I think closing parts of the first season of this have been going on since October, so we have one final shebang lined up for the crew, I think, before we close off the season. So hope everyone had a good time. Any final thoughts before I shut us out for the night?
Say your line.
I will if anyone else has any final thoughts.
Subscribe
I
to the
wanna
Emperor.
I wanna fuck the flaming cock.
No, you don't.
How about no?
And on
Go
that
now, go
amazing bombshell, good night.